to the street world makes me remember for a life. Such a fragile, beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude,
and I'm glad we have so many ways to express, express life through art, you know?
Yeah.
We saw it, like, we got like songs, music, we got dance, but there's this one art form that sometimes is overlooked, you know? I'm talking about spoken words.
Spoken word. Alright, so up next, guys, Troy Osaki, like, honestly, I've seen him perform many times, and, yo, charisma just flies off this guy, alright? Yo, he's a spoken word, he's a poet, he's a teaching artist, from Seattle, so homegrown, you know? And he writes for his family's legacy, alright? And, yo, he tries to share his personal experiences with others, he tries to make real relationships, and he tries to work in solidarity with the marginalized people. So without further ado,
People round of applause for
Troy Osaki! Yeah!
Alright, what's up, you done? So when I say spoken, can y'all help me out and say word? Is that cool? Alright, let's try. Alright, ready? Spoken.
Word!
Spoken.
Word!
Spoken.
Word!
Word, y'all sound beautiful. Alright, cool. So, my name is Troy Osaki. I am 22 years old. Very excited to be here with y'all today. I write. I enjoy writing and performing poetry. I believe that art, right, can educate us to process and heal, right, and transform, and that our emotional truths, right, are just as valid as any fact in this world, right? And so through doing that, we learn to tell our stories, and I believe that art is one way in which we build community, right? We're able to learn from one another and learn and understand where we come from. So, in that context, right, I'm really excited to be here with y'all in celebration of music and art. Right? So I have two poems for y'all tonight. I hope you enjoy. I'm just gonna get right into it, alright? So a little bit about this first poem is that I am currently a law student at Seattle University School of Law. I just finished up my first year and I'm going into my second year in August. However, I proudly graduated from the University of Washington in 2013, UW. And while I was here, I studied American ethnic studies. I was very thankful for this program. Is where I got to learn about my family's history for the first time, right, and my cultural identity. However, I also learned that while I was in ethnic studies, a lot of people didn't know what that was. And I would often hear questions like, what is that, right? What do you study? Did you say ethic or ethnic? What do you plan to do after college? And what kind of job can you get with that sort of degree, right? And so, whenever I'm asked about my major, I do not attempt to make it sound pretty for anyone to care. Ethnic studies is dissecting the vault of deadbolts my ancestors have been locked behind. In 1941, the Empire of Japan bombed an American naval base known as Pearl Harbor. Shockwaves crashed into the West Coast as the United States exploded in a war hysteria. Families of Japanese descent were imprisoned as if they never belonged to this country in the first place. Boys over the age of 17 were forced to fill out loyalty questionnaires asking, are you willing to serve in the armed forces of the United States of America on combat duty, wherever ordered? Do you swear unqualified allegiance to the United States of America to defend the United States from any foreign or domestic force, including the Japanese Emperor? In public school, I pronounced the Pledge of Allegiance like a homing missile, aiming for assimilation with the rest of my peers. I did not know that boys who looked like me were once used as targets, their bodies hollowed out as bunkers, sent directly into suicide charges. Our nation saw yellow skin before uniform, Jap before citizen, always foreign, an enemy. My family was never American unless they said so. Pretending to fit in was taken as serious serious as a punchline. I am still the inside joke America will never let me in on. My culture is a museum teachers talk about like tour guides, but they never want to excavate their own past. In 1968, student activists demanded accurate representation of my history tossed from the bottom up. Police responded with excessive violence, venom tossed from their mouths like tear gas, refusing to let my history breathe in class. The National Guard attempted to riot club the gallop out of every student's legs. America is still trying to tame us. Ethnic studies is clearing the smoke of every flashbang that has disoriented us for centuries. It is a gas mask, cutting ourselves loose from the zip ties of Western education. It is a safe house for every time I feel invaded. I am reclaiming myself whenever I walk into class. Ethnic studies is not having to explain myself to anyone who asks. All right. Oh, cool. All right, yeah, thank you guys. So I got one more poem for y'all. And I'm waiting for this music to get cued up. Thank you, DJ. Yeah. So I saw some people snapping. I don't know, has anyone gone to like poetry stuff before? Yeah, okay. If you feel anything, feel free to like give energy. I love it. I'll give it right back at you, alright? Yeah, snap. Yeah, I like that. That's right. Okay, dope. Cool, thank you so much, guys. Perfect, thank you. Okay. Alright, let's go. I sat down with the judge to discuss my interest in law school. Her office windows, gorgeous nights, glass carving the walls like prison bars. She asked me, Troy, how old are you? What school do you go to? What year are you? I told her I'm 19 and a senior at the University of Washington. She asked, what do you like to do? I said I enjoy poetry. She replied, no, what are you interested in? I told her, I'm interested in poetry. She said, Troy, you can't eat poetry. You can't make money with poetry. What do you actually like? As if what she really meant to say sounded more like, Troy, be realistic, be mature, grow up, stop being naive. Poetry will not make you a living. Get a real job. Your value is determined by how much salary you make in a year. Poems will pay you nothing.